He's an insider. He knows everything about everything. And we're excited to have him on the show today to talk about cryptocurrency. Kevin, thanks for being my guest.
Well, thanks very much. And I don't know everything about everything, but I know a lot about some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you have all these accolades, master of modern day marketing, business tycoon. But I'll be honest, when I think of cryptocurrency, I think, okay, what does Kevin Trudeau know about cryptocurrency? So enlighten us.
Yeah, I'm an old guy, right? I shouldn't know anything about cryptocurrency. It's like Warren Buffett or something. It's like, oh, crypto's nothing, stay away from crypto while he was buying it at the same time. So,
Right,
I
right.
mean, so look, those of us who are a little bit older than the young guys like yourself, we know a lot. And the reason is it's not just what you know, it's who you know. And when you've done billions and billions in international sales and you're part of groups, whether it's Skull and Bones from Yale University or the Bohemian Grove, or if you've been to the Bilderberg meetings like I have, if you've been in royal palaces with members of royal families around the world, as I have, if you're a member of the Brotherhood, which, as you know, I was the chairman of that international, quote, secret society, you know things that the average person doesn't know for decades. I remember when satellite dish, direct TV,
Hmm.
10 years before that was launched, I was told about that and a drawing of the satellite dish that's going to be on people's rooftops with direct TV. And
Interesting.
when you know that, guess what you do? You invest in the company at the beginning. And now you don't make 20% return on your investment. You make 100, 500 times your investment. That's how you get rich. It's getting in at the beginning of the beginning. And right now, cryptocurrency is about to do something in the next few months, is a window of opportunity that I have to reveal. I have to be on this show because I'm sick and tired of the wealthy people. And listen, I'm one of them, okay? But at the end of the day, if you look over the last 50 years, the spread between the top 1% and everybody else is getting wider and wider and wider. The rich are getting richer, the rich are getting richer, the rich are getting richer, and everybody else is just taking it in the shorts. And so there's something in cryptocurrency right now, and people have to understand. In 1999, I was with President Gorbachev and the richest guy in Australia, Kerry Packer. We were in Australia together. We were traveling. And Gorbachev, who's a friend of mine, said, remember 1983, DigiCash started with David Chun. I said, yeah, this was the kind of the beginning of cryptocurrency. You've never heard of DigiCash in 1983? I did. Okay. And then he said in 1997, Hashcash with Adam Back started. And I said, of course. Yeah, we knew that because we knew it in the societies, in the insider groups of the elite, the ultra wealthy people around the world, but the average person never heard of it. And he said, Kevin, Bitcoin is coming. Cryptocurrency is coming. Blockchain is coming. It's going to be the next oil, the next gold rush, the next cellular service, the next Microsoft, the next Oracle, it's the next boom of wealth creation. And we know about it, and we're going to take advantage of it, and the average guy doesn't. He's not going to know about it for a decade, and he's going to laugh about it. In 2008, a white paper came out about Bitcoin, and it was actually called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. It was the first white. I got it. I got a copy of it in 2008. January 3rd, 2009, the first Bitcoin was mined. Now, you may notice, by the way, in 2009, what else happened that you know about? I started a little club called the Global Information Network. Do you think
Right.
that was a coincidence? No, it was not a coincidence. In 2010, and I was there. I'm getting the phone calls. We knew all about this. In 2010, the first purchase using Bitcoin happened. 10,000 Bitcoin was used to purchase 2 pizzas from a Papa John's restaurant. Now, that 10,000 Bitcoin was worth, back then in 2010, $41. So I want you to imagine this. You're a Papa John's owner, you're a franchise owner, and I got this thing called Bitcoin. I'll give you 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. and you go, hey, I like cash. Give me the $41. And I go, no, this could be worth something. I mean, come on, take a little risk. And you go, I really want the $41 in cash. I'll give you 10,000 Bitcoin. And you finally say yes. So I give you 10,000 Bitcoin, you give me the 2 pizzas. 6 months later, that 10,000 Bitcoin was worth $10,000 in 6 months. And guess what that 10,000 Bitcoin's worth today? 1.3 billion.
Right.
1.3 billion. Well, guess who bought some Bitcoin in 2010? You're looking at them. There are people like myself who knew right at the beginning what was going on. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Unless you get insider information, and I'm not talking illegal insider information because it's public knowledge, but it's public knowledge that nobody knows about, even though it's in the public domain. Unless you're in these private clubs and private associations, unless you're hanging out in the sauna with the guy next to you who's worth $3 or $4 billion, who's telling you about this dish that's going to go on people's roofs, and that's what happened to me. I was sitting there at a private club, and the guy next to me was saying, hey, Kevin, I got something you're going to make a fortune on. What? We're going to have this dish. It's going to be put on top of a roof. It's going to get a satellite. A satellite? Yeah, we're going to put satellites in the sky. You're going to put satellites in the sky? Yeah. And people can watch TV. They're going to get hundreds of channels. That sounds like science fiction. He goes, get in. Get in. I says, you're telling me to get in? I'm getting in. And this is how you make fortunes instead of just making 20, 30% return on your investment, which is nothing wrong with that. But the way to make fortunes is getting this insider data. 2011, fast forward, altcoins started, which means first they had Bitcoin, and then they had a bunch of other people setting up coins as well. It started to go crazy, where people were buying and selling coins, buying and selling coins, buying and selling coins. People made fortunes. As a matter of fact, there is $5 trillion in wealth that has been created in cryptocurrencies. 5 trillion.
Yeah,
in the next few years, that's going 100x. 500 trillion in new money virtually out of thin air is being created in cryptocurrencies. And if somebody doesn't take advantage of this, they are the dumbest people on the planet, because today with the internet, it isn't like oil. I mean, look, do you light your home with whale oil anymore or kerosene?
Right.
No.
Right.
But back then, that was the standard. And then you had a guy, John D. Rockefeller, who said, I'm going to revolutionize everything and get oil. It went from whale oil to kerosene. And then a guy named Thomas Edison and another guy named Tesla said with J.P. Morgan, hey, we can get rid of that. We can produce something called electricity, and we can actually light homes without kerosene. No more petroleum. And everybody laughed. You're going to run wires across the country? That's insane. And you're going to have to run wires into houses? Bam. Revolutionary. Those who got it in the beginning made a fortune. The telephone, people forget the original telephone. Wires went into everybody's home. And the idea of putting wires all over America, telegraph and telephone, was insane. But that's what you do. You get in at the beginning of things. So let me tell you what's coming up. In 2023, just a couple years ago, it was made public for the first time that institutions are now entering cryptocurrency in a massive way. We're talking BlackRock, the JP Morgan,
Fidelity.
I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
They're getting in, and they're filing for Bitcoin ETFs and other ETFs, and they're using this in a massive scale because Bitcoins are not just coins, they're actually technology. Dole, Nestle, I mentioned JP Morgan, Kroger, virtually every healthcare company, Walmart, State Farm, all the insurance companies, they're all using the technology behind cryptocurrencies for blockchain, for either the distribution and being able to understand the chain of custody of every product, as well as encrypting all of the data for people. And here's the thing. They have to do it because the technology that's being used today is from the 80s. It's from the 80s. It's old technology. So this is the next leap, and it's going crazy. And people that take advantage of cryptocurrencies today, people that are listening to this, if they're smart and they take advantage, they can make huge amounts of money. Look, not everyone's going to make a fortune. It depends on how much money you have. But you can make huge returns. And I'm not talking 20 or 30% returns. The potential to make, like I have made over the years, and others, friends of mine have made 100x, 500x, 1,000x. I mean, this is real. It has happened in the last 7, 8 years, 10 years. It's happened. It's going to continue for those who know the right information.
Yeah, that's critical.
Cryptocurrency, as I mentioned right now, has created $5 trillion in secret beneath the radar wealth. It's going to 500 trillion. Because imagine if there's a guy that throws in 100,000 into Bitcoin in 2011 or 12. And it's sitting in some crypto wallet. It's not anywhere. It's not any bank account. And when you plug it in and go, oh, there's $1 billion there. Oh, there's $2 billion there. Yeah, okay. That guy doesn't make the Forbes list.
Right.
He's just some guy over here. And then when he buys his Rolls Royce, people look at me as like, you're buying a Rolls Royce, you're buying a Bentley, you're buying this mansion, you're buying that mansion, you're doing this, you're buying a plane. How are you making all this money? I just look at them and go, just think crypto. Crypto. Just think crypto. The money's there.
Yeah. Wow. So I think a big question that comes up though, with the thought of Bitcoin comes out, there's always this talk of people who got in at the beginning. And I know guys who invest in a lot of these altcoins and they don't have this insider information. So it's like gambling. It's like they're always trying to be the guy at the beginning of Bitcoin again and again and again and again. So how do you know what's the right pick? How do you know what's the next play? Like what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, and here's the answer. There are analysts out there, and there's a bunch of people that are on YouTube who are, look, it comes down to who do you listen to? Right? Who do you listen to? You listen to somebody who has what you want and has been where you are. You listen to an expert. And if you go on YouTube, there are thousands of crypto experts.
Totally.
Okay? And I roll my eyes and I go, really? You're a crypto expert? Okay. Yes. And then 6 months later, they're a crypto bankrupt expert.
100%.
So today they're on YouTube and they're a crypto expert because they hit some coin. And they're telling you everything they think they know. And they've been in this for 2 years. And then 6 months later, they're bankrupt because they don't know what they're talking about. They might hit a lucky one here or there. They're trading coins. You will lose money trading coins. The people that I know, the wealthiest people, the billionaires, we don't trade coins. You know what we do? We invest in technology. Because there are certain coins that have technology backing. And unless you know what's being used and what's planned for that coin, it's planned, it's written out, it's planned behind the scenes, it's in the public domain, so it's not illegal insider information. But it's something it's hard to find. So you need to know people that have the right networks. So there's a guy that I know. His name is IMAN, and he has a company called Keystone. He's in Cayman. He's made huge money in crypto, but more importantly, he is in the sauna with the billionaires next to him. His neighbors who he's at their house, on their yachts, and they're in his house, and they're on his, luxurious lifestyle settings. They communicate. That's how it works. It's the networking, it's your neighbors, it's your friends who are all making billions of dollars. And we're talking not millions, not hundreds of millions, billions behind the scenes, beneath the surface, because in the crypto world, it's not published. These guys aren't going to make the Forbes 400 list.
Right.
If I go into my crypto account or somebody goes into their crypto account and there's $5 billion there, nobody knows it.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
It's like, where does it come from? Because it started off at 50,000 10 years ago. And because you knew where it was going to go, you just put it in. It's like Bitcoin today. Look, everybody knows it's at a year ago, IMAN said crypto's going to go to 100 grand by the end of the year. Okay? It hit that. And he said in 10 years, it'll be $1 million. And there'll be some up and downs because in cryptocurrency coins, there's more volatility than in the stock market. He said, but it'll be $1 million. Okay, fine. That's a 10x. So would you put money into an investment that you know that 10 years from now, you're going to have 10 times your money? That's a pretty good investment.
Yeah.
But it's not a good investment in cryptocurrency. Because if you're investing in the right coins that are backed by technology and you know which ones they are, you can make not 10x in 10 years. You can make 10x in 30 days, 60 days, a year. You can make 20x in a year. You can make 50x in a year. You can make even potentially more. That's what's happened in the past. Now, the past doesn't mean it's going to happen in the future. Okay, we can't predict the future. But I'm telling you what's happened in the past. And the likelihood of it happening in the future, everybody thinks it's pretty solid. We've been pretty accurate. But it's really about who you know. For example, IMAN in 2021 predicted publicly that the U.S. Department of Commerce was going to be using cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. He predicted it. He said, if you get involved with it now, when they do it, it's going to skyrocket times 50. He was 100% correct. So people who took his advice are now retired. They quit their jobs. They have 10, 20, $30 million in their bank, in their crypto wallet, and they can convert it to, cash. They got it. So you can't listen to researchers or analysts. They don't know what they're talking about. It's not what you know, it's who you know. For example, a year ago, IMAN called me and said, SUI, buy SUI, SUI, buy SUI. Well, it's gone up 300%.
Wow.
Now it's public that billionaires are selling Bitcoin and their other coins, and they're piloting into SUI because of the technology that it has behind it that nobody knew about a year ago except our insiders. We knew it, so we knew where it was going. And so the likelihood of it going up could be really substantial. One guy, for example, I was talking to, he has a $4 billion Bitcoin. $4 billion. Okay? And he said, if it wasn't for IMAN, I would have zero.
Wow.
I would not be in crypto. It's 100% because of my association with IMAN. I'm going to tell you more about IMAN in a minute because this is the guy that is my go-to guy. I am not a crypto expert. I'm an expert in other things. But I know people like IMAN and others who are, and that's the key. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And if you know someone that's an expert, they can tell you, Kevin, do this. Like, Kevin, get this little satellite dish.
Yeah.
How about this call? Kevin, there's a guy named Jeff Bezos. He's a winner. Everyone thinks he's starting an online book selling company. No, it's an online technology company. Nobody understands it. It's called Amazon. Buy it. Okay.
Wow.
How would you like to get that call? And the guy calling is worth billions. You trust him and you buy it. And where's Amazon today? How about getting the call that said, hey, Kevin, there's two guys. They're virtually in a garage. Steve Wozniak, who's the real genius, and then there's this other genius named Stephen Jobs. And they're starting this little computer company, home computers. And I remember saying, I go, look, I just listened to the CEO of DEC, Digital Electronic Corporation. They were the largest computer company in the world, or next close to it with IBM. I go, and this guy, who was the CEO of the largest computer company, or one of the largest in the world, said there's no market for home computers. And the guy on the phone, worth billions, said, he's an idiot. This is where the future is going. Get into it. What's the company called? Apple. What a stupid name. I know, but you won't be saying it's stupid when you start cashing the checks.
Yeah.
How would you like to get that call? I got that call. Think about it.
Right.
How about this call? Kevin, you have a phone in your car? I go, yeah, I have a phone in my car. It's a radio phone, right? Yeah, there's a big tower in Chicago with radio antennas on it. And I drive my car and I have this big phone. It's like a real phone. And he said, and when you get far away from the tower, you lose signal sometimes. Yeah. Well, there's a new thing coming out called cellular, where they're going to have these individual towers or cells. So when you leave one, you automatically get picked up by the next one. I go, boy, that's a big infrastructure project. Yeah, it's going to be huge. Think about the potential. Are you telling me everyone's going to have one of these portable phones? Yeah. They're too big. No, they're going to make them small. It'll take a while, but that's where it's going. Buy the stock. How would you like to get that phone call? It's knowing the right people. And today, with crypto, here's one. I just got a phone call just a couple weeks ago. Kevin, you're in Chicago. Go down and look at this company. Okay, great. Company has a technology that encrypts files. So I want you to imagine you send a photo to somebody and then it's like, oh no, I sent the wrong photo. Or, you want to rescind the photo. You can't, right? What if you had the ability to just push a button and it deletes on the other person's system? They can't open it. It's gone.
It'd be nice.
And if they sent it to 1,000 people, everyone, it's closed. It's locked. They can't open it. Encrypting
Very
every
nice.
single file. So there's a technology company that's there. Buy the stock. Okay. Nobody knows about it. So I invested in it pretty heavily. It went from zero. My investment was next to nothing. Guess what it's worth today in just a couple of years? $1.3 billion. And it's going bigger. Next year, people will start hearing about it. And then people will start piling in.
Right.
But how would you like to get in before everybody else gets piled in and already make 10x on your money? You can do that with cryptocurrency if you know the right one. For example, people today are talking about XRP. Have you heard of XRP? Okay, it's a big crypto coin. People say, oh, get into XRP, man. It's
Totally.
Get into XRP. Okay, look, XRP is running around 3 right now. It might go to 8, might go to 10, which means 3 times on your money.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Iman yesterday. He laughed. He says, yeah, that's true. He says, but if that happens, and it probably will, he says, there are 20 to 50 altcoins, I can tell you, that if XRP goes up 3 times, these altcoins will go up 30 to 50 to 100 times. Where do you want to have your money?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's knowing which altcoins to get in and at what price, and knowing which ones to get out of. Does that make sense?
100%.
So that's really the key. So Iman told me that the key is you buy coins that are used for technology, and you buy coins that you know from the connections you have are going to be used in major industries. It's not private insider information. It's public knowledge data that just is not known to the public. This way you invest in technology, not in coins. You're not crypto trading. You're tech investing. And you can only do that if you know the people behind the coins. And that's where Iman comes in. So I'm going to tell people how they can connect with Iman. That's the reason I did this. And I begged him. I said, listen, I need to reveal to the average person a way, because there is going to be a mania in the next 6 months to the next 5 years in this area where more millionaires are going to be created than in the gold rush, than in the oil boom, than in the industrial age, than in the tech boom, than ever before in history. There are going to be more millionaires created in this crypto boom than ever before in history. And if a person is looking to make money or set up their retirement and or make just spectacular returns, maybe they want to retire, this is the chance. And if they, I've seen so many people in my life that have been around me that I said, you know, you may want to get involved with me on this. I'm not too sure. And then I hit, you know, $100 million. Oh, I should have got in. Like, man, you were right there. We had lunch at Max's Delicatessen. I told you about it, but you were too stupid to get in. Well, the next time I will. Okay, I got a deal for you. Well, I don't know about that. Are you dumb twice? You're going to be dumb twice in a row? And the guy doesn't get in. Oh, this one only did 280 million. I go, you missed that, bozo. Okay.
Right.
I mean, these are friends. Some of my dumb friends, which I don't mind hanging out with dumb friends. I mean, sometimes it's fun to have the village idiot over here. It's your dumb friend. But I'll tell you, I got to tell you the story here. Getting in crypto coins correctly is like getting in Oracle. I remember Ellison, who's the richest man in the world now. Him and Elon go back and forth.
Yep.
I got invited. I was in his suite at the tennis match out in the desert in California. And in the suite, Roger Federer was still playing back then, and Roger's wife was there. Gwen Stefani was there. We had a great time, and there was some other guys that I know there. But when you're in that suite, for example, you're meeting people. You know, you're meeting the right people. When I'm in Bohemian Grove or a Bilderberg meeting or Yale University's Skull and Bone Island, you're meeting the right people. When I'm in the palace in the Middle East with the Crown Prince and, you know, the people that he's bringing in, I'm meeting the right people. And they go, let me call you, Kevin. Let me call you. When I get a call, I'm in the car. And Danielle's sitting next to me. I'm in the car. We're in Puerto Rico. And the phone call rings, and I put it on speaker. And all of a sudden, it's this incredibly famous multi-billionaire. And Danielle's jaw hits the ground. And he says, Kevin, I need to call you. I need your advice.
Yeah.
Those are the connections. And when you have those connections, everything changes. Everything is different. So I'm going to give people an opportunity here in a moment how they can get this and how they can get something. It's virtually like I'm giving them on a silver platter the ability to make money. There's a window here. If they don't act now, there's a window. They're going to blow it and miss it. And there's almost no risk. So I'm going to tee people up on a silver platter. But I got to tell you one quick story first. When I was in Australia in 1999, when I was with President Gorbachev, I was with Kerry Packer. Kerry Packer was the richest guy in the world, and he was known as a big gambler. He would go to Las Vegas, and he was known for losing $10, $20, $30 million on a weekend, or winning $10, $20, $30 million. He was known for losing more than winning. And I was with him, and I said, you like to gamble? Oh, yeah, I love to gamble. He says, I win every time I go. And I'm like, you know, every gambler says they always win because they never count their losses. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say anything, so I'm like, yeah, you win every time? And he goes, oh, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking you read the reports that I lose 30 million this weekend, I lose 20 million the next weekend, I lose 10 million the next weekend, and it looks like I lose money. I make money every time I go to Las Vegas. I go, how? He goes, let's go to Las Vegas and I'm going to show you. So we hop on his plane. We go to Las Vegas and we're gambling. He's playing Baccarat. That was his game of choice. Mm-hmm. And on this particular weekend, he lost 27-something million dollars.
Goodness
gracious. And I'm there with him. And I said, you didn't have a good weekend. Oh, yeah, I did. He goes, I'm going to I made big money this weekend. What are you talking about? And he goes, look, what day is it? I go, it's the 31st of the month. He goes, it's the last day of the month. He goes, it's also the last day of the quarter. This casino is a publicly traded company. They just made a windfall. It's public knowledge. It's not insider information. That means when the numbers come out, the stock price is going to skyrocket. So I am buying stock tomorrow morning.
Wow.
And when the stock price skyrockets, I will sell the stock, and I will not only get my $27 million back, but I will make money on top of it.
That's insane. That's amazing.
I go, wait a minute. What happened if you made $27 million? I know what the answer is. He goes, well, I short the stock. So I make it both ways. So on the times that I lose money, I still make it because I buy the stock and it goes up. But if I make a killing, that means the stock price is going to go down when the numbers come out. So I short the stock. So I made it by gambling and I make it on the stock. I make double. That's why I make money every time I come to Las Vegas. But here's the point. This is insider data, right? Which nobody even thinks about. Renee Rifkin was one of the wealthiest guys in Australia, and he was a good friend of mine. We were business partners. I was in Australia, and I got a phone call from Bob Kiyosaki, Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I love Robert Kiyosaki, and he's somebody people should listen to. He's a great guy. So I'm in Australia, and I get a call from Bob. And I says, hey, what are you doing? And he says, Kevin, where are you? I says, I'm actually in Sydney, Australia. And he goes, Sydney, Australia? There's a guy I've always wanted to meet. I've heard so much about. He's like a legend in stock trading. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. His name is Renee Rifkin. I says, well, Bob, this is Robert Kiyosaki I'm talking to. I said, well, I'm actually on Renee Rifkin's yacht. He's got the largest yacht in Sydney Harbor with a helicopter on it. And I said, and I'm in the hot tub, smoking a cigar, sitting right next to my pal Renee, who's also smoking a cigar. Let me give you the phone. Let me pass the phone to him and say hi. So I passed the phone to Renee, and Bob's like talking to him, and he goes, I can't, Kevin, you know everybody. I said, yeah. So I hang up the phone. But here's the point. Renee Rifkin made a fortune trading stocks. Not with insider information that's illegal, but by knowing the right people. So I talked to him and said, why don't you put together a newsletter? This is back in 1999. I said, why don't you put together a newsletter and send it to everybody electronically? This is when electronics were just starting, emails were just starting. And you can tell people what stock you're buying, at what price you're buying it at, and what stock you're selling, at what price you're selling it at, and they can just follow you. Because clearly, if I just do what you do, I'll make a fortune because you're making a fortune. And he goes, I never thought about that. I says, and you can charge $1,000 a month because it makes sense. So he charged $1,000 a month for this electronic newsletter, and basically it was a one-page newsletter. It says, this is what I'm buying at what price, and this is what I'm selling at what price. And every week he would just tell people what he's buying and what he's selling. And if you just did what he did, you made money. You made huge returns. People went crazy because people were just making money hand over fist because they were just following somebody who was producing the results. IMAN, I got him to do the same thing. This is why I said I am teeing up on a silver platter a way for anyone to make money. So IMAN has his private club, and it's called the Private Silver Platter Club. Because I said, call it the Silver Platter Club because you're serving up on a silver platter a fortune to anybody who takes advantage. So if a person wants to join Iman's club, the Silver Platter Club, here's what you get. Number one, you get a private call. It's a group call they do for 1 hour. So it's a live call where they tell you, here's how you set up your crypto account. They walk you through it step by step. They hold your hand. Anybody, I don't care how tech savvy you are, if you can use a phone and make a phone call, You can set up, you can do everything. As long as you can use a phone and make a phone call. If you can do that, you can set this up. It's easy.
Okay.
So you set up the call. It's a 1 hour. Then any time you need to talk to somebody and set up a one-on-one call, schedule a one-on-one call with one of their experts anytime you want. It's free. Any questions, any help, any need, if you want to have somebody walk you through anything, it's free. And then here's the big one. Each month, IMAN tells you this is the coin to buy, and here's the price range. Buy it between here and here. And then he says, if you own this coin, sell it between here and here. So every month, he simply tells you, here are the coin to buy, and here's the coin or coins to sell. You don't have to do anything else. It's the simplest thing in the world.
It's like color by numbers.
It's like me getting a phone call. Kevin, buy this company called Amazon. It's just starting. Never heard of it. The guy sells books? No. He's starting off selling books. It's a tech company. It's going to be huge. Kevin, buy this company called Apple. Home computers? Nobody has a computer in their house. Nobody needs a computer in their house. You don't even need computers for businesses. They've been scammed into believing they do, but clearly a person doesn't need a computer. Trust me, everyone's going to have a computer in their house. These guys are geniuses. I know where it's going. Get the stock. Okay, I'll get the stock.
Yeah.
You know, I still thank that guy. I mean, that guy is like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's the fellow who called me when I was in the car with Danielle, and very famous guy. And he said, I need your advice. And I said, oh, by the way, thank you for that Apple tip when they were first starting.
Yeah, for real. Wow.
And here's what else. Every week, IMAN does a private call where he gives people what's going on in the crypto world. So if a person wants to make money in crypto, you don't have to do anything except join and become a member of Keystone's Silver Platter Club, and just once a month, buy the coin he says, sell what he says, and that's it. And just don't do anything for the next month. But if you want to get on the weekly calls, you can. If you want to talk and get advice, you can. There's other resources available if you're interested in the whole market. I'm a simple guy. I don't do any of that. All I do is when IMAN says buy this, I buy it. When he says sell it, I sell it, and that's it. I don't do anything else. And you can make a fortune doing that. Now, this was $5,000 a year. And I told him, I said, this is dumb. Renee Rifkin sold his report for $1,000 a month in 1999.
Yeah.
That was $12,000 a year. In 1999, that's like $30,000 a year today. And it was worth it. I go, you're selling it for $5,000? It's too cheap. And IMAN was like, look, I really want to help people get out of their financial difficulty. And I'm sick and tired of the privileged elite having advantages that the average person doesn't. So I don't want to price it out of the market. I want people to take advantage. How do you argue with that?
Yeah.
And then here's what he told me. When I told him I wanted to do this, he says, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Tell everybody that for a limited time, they don't have to pay $5,000 for the year. They can just pay $995 for the year. One-time payment, nothing more. You never have to pay another nickel. And tell them at the end of the year, if they're not thrilled for any reason, I'll give them 100% of their money back. If they don't make at least $5,000 in profits, I'll give them all their money back, no questions asked, or I'll give them another year for free.
Wow.
Now, he's been charging the full $5,000, and here are some of the returns. And I got printed. This is stuff that people wrote online, and they showed their actual accounts. So the actual documentation and verification is there. I turned $1,000 into $1,720 in 24 hours. I turned $500 into $1,095 in 48 hours. I turned $1,000 into $11,750 in 27 days. I turned $500 into $2,011 in 27 minutes.
Jeez.
I turned $800 into $2,230 in 30 days. Agatha writes in and she says, my profile is up 700% in the last 3 months. Here are some of the gains. 600% on one coin, 400 on another, 200 on another, 200 on another, 200 on another, 300 on another. I mean,
jeez.
Here's another guy. I made 6-figure profits in my portfolio in the last 4 months. Here's another one. This guy named Ali. I turned $2,500 into $280,000. It says, I got to read you what he says. He goes, hello, beautiful people. He actually posted this with the actual copy of his account. Hello, beautiful people. I'm not doing this to show off. I'm only doing this to let you know that if I can do it, you can too. I've turned $2,500 into just over $300,000. Now, if you would please excuse me, I have to go and make it $1 million. Here's another guy. This guy, Phil. Thanks to IMAN, he's a member of the Silver Platter Club, paid $5,000 a year. Thanks, IMAN. I did everything he said, and I have a total profit of $15,007.43. And he's showing me his exact numbers here. A return of over 400%.
Wow.
Here's some other gains. 130% gain in 30 days. 72% gain in 3 days. 442% gain in a week. 75% gain, 2 months. 69% gain, 3 months. 1,075% gain, 6 months. Here's one.
Wow.
10,000% in a single year. Here's one more. And this was on Yahoo Finance. Talked about one coin went up 12,500% in a single year. $100,000 in profit in 6 months. My investment of $1,000 is now worth $2,252. Gains, a little over 400% with just 3 coins. And here's somebody who says, I'm not doing very well. In the last week, I've only made 36% on one coin, 38% on another, 10% on another, and 3% on another. Those are like the worst numbers.
Right. Wow.
So the bottom line, Dustin, is if a person is interested in making money, we're going to put a link on the screen and a QR code. Click on the QR code, click on the link. It's $995. You put that in, you got 1 full year. At the end of the year, if you're not thrilled for whatever reason, you get 100% of your money back. You got nothing to lose. I mean, nothing to lose. You got a full year. If and someone says, well, I don't know if I can afford that. Then you need this more than anybody.
Right.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I get in my Rolls Royce or my Bentley. I go to one of my $4 or $5 million mansions, and I'm sick and tired of people coming up and going, well, you're just lucky. No.
Yeah.
Bill Gates said it. If you want to make money, you have to be at the right place at the right time. Well, if a person is listening to this, they're at the right place at the right time. Number 2, he said, but you have to have vision. You have to see the potential. Many people listening to this are too stupid, quite frankly, to see the potential in crypto. And I'm saying that not because I want to offend anybody. I'm just being honest. If you didn't see the potential in the automobile when it was coming out, oh, we'll never replace the horse, then you were a retard, right? Electricity? What are they thinking? Nothing's gonna replace kerosene. Electricity, that's crazy stuff. That's crazy stuff. That's crazy. Okay, you are a retard. Cell phone? What the hell's that? A cell phone? You don't need that. You just have a phone in your house with a wire. Why would anybody want to walk around with a phone? That's got no potential. Okay, you are dumb. You are dumb. You are the village idiot. And if somebody says crypto, what the hell crypto? You had billionaires saying crypto is the biggest joke as they were buying Bitcoin.
Totally.
Those same, and I know them. I know the guys. One of them was on TV on CNBC saying crypto is bullshit. He was going on, and then he called me and I said, I saw you on CNBC lie through your teeth. He goes, I don't want people buying that now.
Totally.
He goes, I don't want to buy. He goes, I'm going to tell them exactly the opposite of what they should be doing. I says, I know you. Yeah. I know. That's how you are. You're a mean, nasty son of a gun. And he goes, yeah, but I'm rich. I'm like, look, so it's $995. You join the Keystone Silver Platter Club. You get a pick every single month. And it's just like when Renee Rifkin down in Australia gave the picks of the stocks. People made fortunes. Nobody knows the future. There's no guarantee that any of the picks will work. Yeah, as we know, there's no guarantee.
Right. Yeah.
But based on the past experience, I'll tell you, this is just an opportunity that if people don't take advantage of it, I don't know what else to tell people. They're always whining and complaining that they struggle financially, but then they just don't do the work. They don't, and this is not work. This is check your email once a month. And it says, buy this coin. Okay, done. It's virtually 2 minutes a month. Well, I don't know much about that. It's a little complicated for me. Okay, good. Go back to the factory. Okay, good.
Right.
I mean, right? What am I going to say?
Yeah, you're spoon feeding it. Yeah.
I just don't know. Because look, it's nice having money, and I've been rich and I've been poor. I've been happy either way. It's better being rich. It's better having nice things. It's better being able to pay for things and have money. It's better. And I can tell you, you can work hard or you can work smart. But Bill Gates said you have to be at the right place at the right time. And if a person's listening to this, they are. He said you have to have vision. If you don't see the potential in cryptocurrencies, you are the dumbest person on the planet. Period. Okay? Number 3. He said you have to take massive and immediate action. If a person doesn't take action, I'll do it tomorrow. You'll never make money. There was a great book by Art Williams. Art Williams. He was the founder of A.L. Williams Insurance. The book is called Do It Now. And it tells you the secret of success. You have to have a do it now attitude. Take massive and immediate action. Do it now. So if a person is listening or watching and they're interested in making money, I don't know what more I can tell you. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. You can't get this information by watching the idiots on YouTube talk about crypto. They don't know because they don't have the networks. Mm-hmm. Even if they've had some success, they're analysts or researchers. But unless they are sitting with the billionaires and the guys who own the coins, who founded the coins, who know the technology and they know the deals being made, you don't have that information. You are not gonna, you would never have purchased Amazon. You would never have purchased Oracle. You would have never purchased Apple. You would have never purchased Microsoft. Or like me, you would have never gotten a phone call like I did that said, there's something called Bitcoin. You want to buy it. How much should I put in? Everything you can. What should I do with it? Hold it for 10 years. Then look in your account, count the zeros. It'll take you a while. Really? It'll take you a while to count all the zeros when you look in your account in 10 years. Just don't look at it for 10 years. Then look and get a cigar, because it's going to take a while for you to count the zeros of how much money's in your account. You can do anything you want for the rest of your life for 10 lifetimes. And
Yeah.
and he was correct.
Wow.
People are getting that kind of opportunity today with this Keystone Group. So I'm just going to recommend, we have a QR code. There's a thing. This is not. I am going to, when I'm done with this call IMAN and say, listen, I did this, but I want you to take this $9.95 down as soon as possible. This is dumb. You should be charging $9.95 a month, not a year, with a 100% money back guarantee, where if a person isn't thrilled, they get another year for free. And I go, how are you going to even, I mean, that's goofy. You know, these people are scammers. They're going to call you at the end of the year and go, yeah, you know, I'm not thrilled. I want another year for free. And they're going to get another year for free anyway. They're just going to take advantage of it. I don't care. I want to help them. I mean, so it's really the honor system. A guy does this, and at the end of the year says, I want my money back, or I want another year for free. It's the honor system. He goes, Kevin, you know, I do believe in people, and if somebody's making 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month at the end of the year, I don't think they're going to say, I want another year for free. I think they're going to be very happy to buy another year. As a matter of fact, when I meet them at one of our private meetings, they're going to give me a big hug and thank me, just like the guy who has $4 billion in crypto. And he said, if it wasn't for Iman, I would have zero. He goes, that guy loves me. Loves me. I go, I bet. Yeah. He goes, look, it was because of me. And he said it, not me. Iman didn't say it. He said, if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't have that. So here's a guy who got a $4 billion because of his association with Iman. And everybody watching has the ability to do that right now. And Iman's got, listen, so many people say, well, how many 5-star reviews have we had? Forget what other people say. Forget what other people say. So many, I mean, yeah, he's got hundreds of thousands of 5-star reviews. Forget that. Do it yourself. You know, it's like a restaurant. Well, you know, what's the reviews of that restaurant? Why don't you go test the food and then you decide if it's any good? Stop listening. Stop being susceptible to the negative influence of other people. You make the decision.
Right.
I don't let other people make the decision for me based on somebody else's opinion. Oh, the movie's no good. Well, I'm not going to go see it. I heard that guy didn't like it. Right. Look, when you look at Grubhub, you know what gets 5-star ratings? McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh, really? So that tells you how accurate the ratings are. But yeah, he's got I think over 100,000 5-star reviews. And look, at the end of the day, he's a friend of mine. I vouch for him. I trust him. And if a person wants to make money, take advantage of it. I know we're running out of time, but I've been talking nonstop here. You didn't get a chance to get in a word in edgewise. But
Yeah, well, Kevin, this has been absolutely amazing. Really appreciate you coming on the show today. Folks, my name is Dustin Warner with Crypto Today, and this is our guest, Kevin Trudeau. Thanks for watching.